Here, I wanna elaborate on this invisibility of stars at daytime, which I have briefly mentioned elsewhere. There are two reasons why stars are invisible during the daytime, and the other is what I may call a camouflage effect. If you suddenly move from a place with bright light into a darker room, you will find that the room might at first be so dark that you may not be able to see anything at all. Your iris have adjusted the bright light by reducing the amount of light that the eye can absorb. The stars are invisible because of the bright background. During the night, the rest of the sky is dark, leaving the stars as the only bright objects. Both these effects can be generalized to observation of everything. This can explain why some things are invisible, even the spirits. The basic idea is that if our senses are deprived of external stimulus, our brains will amplify the whatever signal it receives, in the hope of getting even the faintest of the signals. In such a state, the brain might be able to detect otherwise undetectable signals, including the telepathic ones. So, it is like locking yourself in a dark room for a long period of time, whereby you will find that your eversight sensitivity significantly increases. Might you, in such a state, see things that are not even known to exist? For although it shall present itself as bleak, on the other hand, it will reveal to the uninitiated that love is all around and within. Throughout the confusion that is to occur and present, so much love will emanate from within, not only the self, yet the Divine Mother and the presence from above and below it. Can you elaborate on that? Especially the word presence. We can, blossom, and we will. We are delighted to do so. Yes, we have spoken of much turmoil and the strength required to rise above it. Yet, we've spoken also on the energy that is now flowing through in order to help you in regaining the knowledge of that which you are. This higher vibration of love that you are matching within your true self is to allow you to feel a loving strength within that tells you that you have arrived. The power that accompanies this knowing stirs the true you, the you that is no longer distracted by falsehoods, to emerge. It is the most exciting of times from our point of view, even though there shall be many who contradict this statement. For that which is drip-fed by those who are crumbling will go out to try and force you to be afraid. They can, however, make themselves visible to humans through projecting holographic images of themselves to those of the lower dimensional state. We saw the spacecraft hovering over us, and I said, "It is here, we will find it." We were guided to take the path furthermost away from us, and to my delight, I spotted a dolmen next to the road. Then guidance came to continue on the path, when my attention was drawn to a tall, blond, and handsome man appearing as if from now here to the right. Some distance away, where there was no path, only rocks, and he seemed to just glide over them. He then stood right in front of me, and I looked into his eyes and immediately knew who he was. Then I was shown the ancient altar we were looking for, and then he disappeared, just like that. He was from the ship, and I identified him, even as I had done, even though I did not tell her that. Indeed, he had holographic projected himself to guide us. I have come a long way since April, and indeed the message I have received clearly, that as we ascend, and our vibrational energy fields ride through the law of resonance, they will be able to walk with us in our new light body form, even as we do with them. In the case of astral projection, it is a bit more tricky. This is because astral projection is not about seeing object from remote. It is about being the very object that is invisible to the ordinary senses. The idea that I use is that we can always feel that we are out of our body, but the fact that our seeing body is awake, we will always feel as if we are in the seen body. So we cannot experience ourselves inside the empty space, because the experience of ourselves inside the seen body eclipses the experience of ourselves inside the other body. This seems at first to be problematic, since it seems to demand two selves. In the one self, we have our senses helping us to the experience of other self. The answer is that we are really not one. We are many. For instance, our brain is composed of many cells. When one cell observes another cell, it appears to us like being aware of our own selves. So we might consider our invisible parts of our brains that exist beyond the seen brain. Just as the many cells of our brains still manifest the same single awareness, even addition of more cells can still be the same awareness. So our brain could be as big as the whole earth, but still the farthest portion experiences itself as one with the portion at the other end. In other words, if we had the brain as big as Jupiter, we would still feel like a single being inside such a brain. But if one eye was at the farthest point, then closing on one eye and then opening the other would be like moving from one end of the planet to the other in a twinkle of an eye. We would immediately see the things at the farthest end, but all this is because the thus huge brain still manifests the same single awareness. What we mean is, that which is about to occur, that which will be presented does not belong within the hearts of man or women. I know there is a term used, yet had to bring equality in. Therefore, one's inner knowledge, one's inner understanding, one's inner truth will rise up so strongly from deep within, and each one, in their own time, will know it is time to hold on to our hats. Yes, Blossom, if each one, in this moment of now, would kindly close their eyes and take in a few deep breaths and tap into our love and truth. The feeling of this knowing of here we go will resonate so easily and gracefully, and yet, at the same time, stir up the warrior within that has been patiently shining shoes and smartening up armor. We are aware that some will not agree with our wounding of armor, yet, literally, it means protection as we choose to use it. That which you have come to know of yourself, that which you can feel, that which you have been expecting of yourself, you shall know, you shall experience.